Guten Abend. Keine gefährlichen Menschen mehr, die versuchen, Feindschaft unter Brüdern zu schüren. No more dangerous people who try to stir up enmity among brothers. And that is exactly what the GSDP has just experienced. Estelle Smith, quite obviously, an NDC activist and counterintelligence agent of the NDC, decided to come on the page of our candidate, Mr. Nicholas Millan, and encourage him to get rid of Barry. He's annoying. To get rid of Barry. He's dreaming and he's annoying. This is how vicious, indecent that this young lady is. That she would come, have the guts on behalf, and I believe that she was sent by the NDC to come on our page and try to dissemble Nicholas Millan and I. And it wasn't just one. They came in doubles. It was a vicious attack. And I tried to remind the young lady that, look, I used to be a banker over 30-something years ago. So I think you should be kind to people who are your bankers. But I realize not everything in this life that you can try to understand. Because this takes a certain level of moral depravity to actually come on someone's page and try to dissemble brothers who come together for the good of Grenada. So I'm not trying to understand what is going on in this young lady's mind. It wasn't just her. It was Miss Estelle Smith and one that calls himself Wilderness Voice on Facebook. And the gentleman tries to pretend that he's some sort of spiritualist. But when we take a look at the gentleman's action and how he came on Facebook and also tried to dissemble Mr. Nicholas Millan and I, and because they do not understand or they find it strange how two brothers could come together and collaborate, and that Mr. Nicholas Millan could become such a force to be reckoned with in the St. George Northeast. So they are terrified. They are scared. And that is why you're seeing that the NDC is sending these vicious political vipers against the GSDP. I have fended off the young lady before, but it seems like there is some sort of obsession with myself. The young lady seems to be following me all over Facebook. And here she came to the heart of the GSDP to try to pit my younger brother against me and dissemble the GSDP. But you failed. It will not work. That's why you see when Bernard Code said to Grenadians that in some respects you are all responsible for what took place on October 19th. Because in some respects, many of you have a way of dissembling organizations and when brothers try to come together. You will look for the slightest thing to try to break them apart. Just imagine the guts of this woman to come on our page, okay? To come on Mr. Nicholas Millan's page and tell this man, as if she thought I wouldn't see or something like that. Tell Mr. Nicholas Millan to get rid of Barry. That is funny. It just tells you how much they're afraid of this lion. But I'm putting you guys on notice. So when I say that these people are deviant, political deviants, it is not an exaggeration. When I say that in some respects, these people are demon-possessed, because it's only demon-possessed people that would come onto a page knowingly knowingly that the brothers collaborate and try to dissemble them. This is not the actions of decent human beings or human beings with integrity. So as I have said, in some respects, these people have gone into the dark forces. They have been captured by dark forces. They have been demon possessed. And as I have said, there is no negotiating with demons. The only way you can deal with demons is to confront them head on. And this is exactly what the GSDP will do. So when you attack the GSDP, be prepared for the swift and overwhelming counterattack. The only way that peace, stability, decency, and integrity in political discourse will return to Grenada is when that cabal sect within the NDC is crushed. No negotiations with them. And notice I say that cabal sect within the NDC because it's a cabal sect. Just like in that town hall, it was a little section that is a microcosm of a greater force, cabal sect within the NDC. There is a greater cabal sect within the NDC that must be crushed. And keep in mind, it's not the entire NDC. It is that cabal sect that is destroying the integrity of the NDC, infecting the NDC. I would like to christen them the Deaconess because they have newly infiltrated the NDC. They have replaced the traditional NDCite, and to the detriment of the party, they are causing an unsustainable ruckus that will only lead to the destruction of the party. The mission of the GSDP is clear. We will bring back civility in politics in Grenada with an unrelenting spirit to do so. Und wir werden triumphieren. And we will triumph. You are warned. Guten Abend.